Hello and welcome back to Flathead. We are back with this game. I've been playing it a little bit, well, for a while now, getting the rest of the tapes, and it didn't take me as long as I thought it would, so I thought, as I said, I was going to try and see if I could get them, and I did decide to. Now, I have played, and I do actually have all of the tapes now, by the looks of it, which kind of does confuse me, because I thought these lights were going to be to do with that, but there's two still not done. So I'm a little confused by that. But yeah, before we get to the tapes, I thought I would go into this and do another round of the game just to show you how I sort of figured out how to play the game. We are on easy, so I do have to get less points than if I was on normal or hard. So yeah, that is just how I can get through it quite quickly now. The tapes you can get on easy as well. I played all of this on easy. To get all of these, and it didn't have anything. It didn't stop me from going onto a harder difficulty. So yeah, it wasn't really much of a problem. Yeah, and if you want to play this and get the tapes instead, link will be in the description below. But I'm going to be showing all of them. But first, we will try a game of this. See how this goes. Now that I'm recording it, I'm sure it's not going to go well. But yeah. Hope you enjoy, and thank you always, as always, in advance for watching. This is going to be a little bonus video. Hopefully this will come out just after the first playthrough of this, so it'll be one swift continuation. But we're straight in the game. I'm not going to do the help, because hopefully you will have watched the original video. So, I still don't know how this guy works, but 14. So, something that I thought about was using the look a lot more often, and I've kind of figured out how it works. So I was... Oh wait, no, I didn't figure out how it works. I messed that one up. Because I was talking, I knew that was going to be a problem. But that's fine. We only just started. That's not a problem. So I thought about using the look a little more often and being a bit braver with it. A 10, I definitely need it. So something that I figured out is that it chooses a lower and a higher number each time. So lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher. So if you have a number that is, say, a 15, and you weren't too sure what you should use, you can just go with using the look. And if you, and say, if it was a 15 and it had one over that just stayed there, it was more likely going to be the higher number. I'm trying to explain this while playing. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. But, you know, so here, for example, if I did the make my own look and the 20 stayed, I would have known that it was going to be the 20, just guaranteed. But yeah, this is how I've kind of figured out how to get a good score here, by actually using the look a lot more often, unless it was something I knew it wasn't going to be. Still here, so lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher. So if the 18 stayed, I would have known that it was that. It goes from a higher to lower number each time by the looks of it, to make sure that when the numbers, if there's only one still there, it was guaranteed to be that one. And that's given me a lot of help. I've just been using the make my own look quite consistently, and I already have enough points, and for this one and half the next round. In fact, I'll have even more. So here is only 5, and the next is 10, and then 15. So I will probably... I'll do one more, because the footsteps don't sound too close. I can get away with one more, so I'll try and get 15. Yeah, I'll make my own look. So 20 stayed, so it's got to be the 20. So you can tell it a lot easier, instead of waiting for all the numbers to go down, or make just a swift guess of thinking, oh, it's getting close. Because it was 16 and 20 stayed, and it was only lower numbers going. So, if you want to use the make your own look, just a little tip for you, and that really does help. Let you speed up without having to worry about using more time for the creature to start following you more. Anyway, I spoke about the make your own luck a lot. I can already move to the next level, but I'm going to try and accumulate as many points here. So yeah, this is how you get the tapes, just by playing constantly. I think I've played another 10, 12 more rounds of this. Sometimes I've been getting 2 tapes at once, which is kind of strange. I don't know what's been causing that. I don't know if it's because I've had really good runs, where some of them I've had perfect, where I've not made any mistakes, I've not had to use the own luck, and I did things in about 10 to 12 turns. So it all kind of was running very smoothly, and I don't know if because I had good runs like that, it was giving me more than 1 tape at a time. But yeah, it took about an hour, a little over an hour, to do all of this. So not too long. Now I think it's a good time to use a light. That guy looks at you on a light sometimes. It's not going to do anything. For some reason, he just stays like that. I don't really know why. Again, I don't understand that character all that well. Any numbers obvious? No. Yeah, with the 10s, 11s, things like that, right in the middle, my plan of the look, make your own look, doesn't really work. We'll do one more go on this, and then yeah, I can kind of get pretty much enough money or enough points. So it's got to be 18 because that's not going. So it's got to be the over. I can tell that even without the other ones going. And yeah, we're just 1 point away from finishing the round. So this is how I've been doing this very quickly. I've just been getting as many points as I can the first 2 rounds. And then the third round, I haven't even played the third round for the past couple of games I've actually done. Yeah, it really makes the game a lot easier to deal with. So under. Oh, wait. Transfer those points first, because I think not transferring them, I'd lose them for the next round, I imagine. I haven't done that yet, so I didn't want it to happen then. Okay, and we're on to the last round, and we don't have to do a single thing. This is just straight away what we do. I know I've spoken quite fast because I've been trying to play it fast, keep everything going. But yeah, that's it. I'm already done. And that was how you do the game very quickly. It took only about, what, 5 minutes there. Yeah. Once you get the hang of the game, it's very simple. It's still quite stressful. I mean, even when I've been playing, I've still been keeping an eye out. Again, the guy sitting down, I don't understand how you stop him. I tend to just look at him and try and look away. And then I think he moves away. I can't just move myself in whatever position I can to try and stop him from looking at me. And it's worked out well. But yeah. So once you get the hang of it, after a couple of games, you figure it out well enough. It's not too bad. But with that, we definitely have all the tapes. So yeah, we're gonna now look at all tapes again. So it keeps on saying. So yeah, that's why I don't understand the tape. Wait, what? The lights keep on going up. Wait, should I do one more game to get that light all the way? Or do I read the tapes? I'm going to do another game. Because those lights are definitely moving. I had 2 still missing, but now I've only got 1. I don't know what to do here. This could change everything that I was planning on doing right here. I was just planning on reading listening and reading to the tapes. We're going to just guess and under. It could be over. That could be something that gets me. But it wasn't. That's fine. I'm going to try and get as many points as I can on this round. I am going to make my own luck. It wasn't lower, which is fine. We can sacrifice a little bit of our opportunity. So when I've been playing this, I liked to do about 2 or 3 turns without a light. Yeah, so this is under because the one's not going, so it's under. Again, very helpful tip that I figured out. If the one doesn't go at that point, it's definitely got to be the one. Okay, after this turn, I will use a light. In fact, I would have liked to use a light before this, with it being such a middle number, because this is going to make a lot of movements. But it's an under, because that guy is going to be much closer than I would like right now. But I still have plenty of time. Not too close. And I would like to try and get as many points as I can here. So we'll do another one without a light, and then we'll do another one with a light. This is how I kind of play it now. So we'll go with this. Then we'll do a light, and maybe I'll do both lights, just speed it up a little bit. Over. So that guy is catching up pretty quickly. Maybe I might need to change my tactics here. You know what? A little bit too close, actually. I'm just going to go. Yeah, I've got 18. I think I was trying to push that a little bit too much. I think I finally got a little overconfident in my ability of making these guesses. Two. Still gonna do it, but that's fine. Eight. Too middle of the road to make an educated guess. I haven't really been interested in using the Wheel of Fate either, because when I did use it, it was fine. It didn't mess me up at all with taking any points away. But because the system I have, using that doesn't help. It really helped me when I played it the first time with getting the +10s, but I don't think it's worth the possibility of losing 10 whole points. 10. We'll do one more. I'll use the light because if I get one more, then I'm done. And then we can see what that right in the middle of the road. I'm kind of glad that I did use the light. Give myself a little bit of time before it started charging at me. And okay. And yeah, that's it. Don't have to do the last round. I haven't played the last round in the past 7 games of this I've played, I think. And there we go. I'm interested to see what these lights are now, because, again, I thought they were connected to the tapes. I counted them and I thought there was enough tapes, but clearly it's something different. So I don't know. Maybe it's going to open a door. Maybe. I'm interested to see. I'm interested to find out what's going on. here we go. What's going to happen? Nothing. And that's all of the lights, isn't it? I don't think there's an extra one. Huh. I don't know. Anyway. So we've listened and heard the first 4 tapes in the previous episode. So I'm going to leave those if you want to check them out. If you haven't watched the first video, I highly recommend watching that and get the first reaction to the game and these tapes. But we're gonna jump straight onto Sunset. Huh. That's also interesting. I've just realised these have got 4 off and these have got lights on. So is that because I haven't listened to them? It's saying that these are the ones I haven't listened to. Maybe. I don't know. Let's just get on with them. The Sunset recording, while a popular ghost story amongst those in the early years of the observation study, few actually believed it to exist. It was only after the Foster Wave incident that many of the redacted or classified documents and studies were released to help facilitate a more standardized procedure and reduce the likelihood of a recurrence. Initially believed to depict a sunset, hence the name, it has since been accepted to show missing OS team member Cat. Doesn't that look like the face of when you lose in the game? Member Cat redacted. Well, it has been long since confirmed that missing OS members undergo some sort of cellular photogenic translation. The Sunset recording marks the first instance of structural regurgitation. Yeah, so the light's gone off. Okay, I understand now. That's interesting. So that looked like if you let the creature catch you, that's what it looked like. I'm sure it did. It looked very similar to me, at least. Whatever. Is someone going to talk to me, or am I saying this? Listen for the waves, Flathead. From the depths, their song will guide you to new shores. Okay. Egg.
Well, egg on my face. The accelerator is pretty wild, it turns out. It's weird to live through a moment that you know it's going to be written about, like 50 years from now. Like, everything we know about photons is about to change. Like, everything. And I'm living through that. It's hard to describe, but I did also lose a $50 bet that this was going to totally tank, so, like, experiencing history, losing a $50 bet, it's a toss-up.
I would like the $50. Okay. So the accelerator actually worked from what that's saying. Okay, I don't know, I can't remember what this one was called. Wait, let's just see what this one was called. 144. So an audio spectrogram. J Long. Christ, this is one of the weirder ones. We picked this up on a cardiot. We left in the entryway. One of those things came out and stared at the camera for days. The whole roll, and I'm talking special ordered 144 frame rolls. Was this fucker just staring into the lens? Didn't move an inch, which was unfortunate because it blocked most of the frame. Not sure when it made whatever it is this sound supposed to be. If I remember correctly, it was on its way out. I think we got like 2 or 3 frames towards the end when it fucked off to wherever it they fuck off to. Okay, J-Long, yeah, I've seen the spectrogram. They always do that. We think they speak through images, that they can see the waves as pictures. Honestly though, we have no idea. What do you think, Joanne? You were there from the beginning, yeah? Ha, what do... End of recording. So was that the end of the recording because they ran out of recording, or did something happen? so this is saying was. Similar to the occipital, the parietal melody can be heard echoing at a distance that always seems just out of reach. It is usually heard at the boundaries of impassable terrain. It is unclear whether a singular entity is creating the sounds or it is produced by the structure itself. Despite extensive research, not much is known about the cephalonic melodies. Is this going to say today was special? Because the first one of these said today in tape 2, was it? And this one says was. So is it gonna say today was special on all of those together? Okay, good spirits. Is there going to be a talking in this one? Or do I have to talk? Tape degraded, use transcription. Oh, okay, it used transcription. Patient was admitted for observation and palliative measures at around 0600 hours. Those who witnessed the event maintain that the patient was performing routine maintenance on redacted when an unknown safety mechanism failed at the patient's left temple intersection, which with some sort of high energy plasma wave or particle beam. Those who accompanied the patient from the accelerator facility were frustratingly vague, but insisted the specifics were unimportant to the patient's potential recovery. Patient is fully alert. Is currently fully alert with slightly elevated blood pressure of 140/90 and a heart rate of 135. Those from the facility indicated that the dose of radiation from exposure they've estimated as high as 500k roentgens. Apologise if I'm not saying that right. Which apparently far exceeds any known dose and is most certainly fatal. Although my experience here is admittedly limited, the patient repeats the phrase "today was special" as a kind of tick with an accompanying leg dyskinesia, which could be attributed to potential frontal lobe damage stemming from the accident. Despite this, the patient is seemingly in good spirits and has agreed to be observed and studied as his condition inevitably declines. The current estimate is no more than a week. Is this going to be the guy that was speaking in the previous tapes? Unremarkable. There's a face there. The audio itself is unremarkable if heard, but the spectrogram reveals something fascinating, especially when the date of the recording is considered. The face visible in the image bears a remarkable resemblance to redacted, and the presentation and stage of their symptoms. Oh, so this is going to be the person who got affected by the plasma or whatever it was. Maybe? The disappearance on the day prior to the recording must be significant, although to what end is unknown. Okay, trying to piece all this together, I don't actually know what is what, but okay. Fish. Yes, I am. We're a little confused about the significance of this one. It seems like it's just a fish. Maybe it's their idea of a joke? Maybe. Maybe it's not relevant at all. Breathe. Transcriptive audio. Okay, so reading again. So, interviewer, what can you tell us about the experience? 000. Who's 000? Okay. Is this about my workman's comp claim? Interviewer, no. I thought that was clear. This is purely about the accident. Okay, yeah, alright. Well, it didn't hurt, which is surprising. I saw the brightest light I've ever seen, with a strange pink and blue hue, and time seemed to slow, almost to a crawl. And before you say, people always say that right before an accident. It wasn't like that. I fell from a treehouse when I was 13, remember the fall vividly, and that it seemed to slow. That's just how our brains work when under duress. Okay. We're aware of how the brain works. Seriously? Now we've got an interviewer number 2. Let me just step in here. there won't be any more interruptions, will there? Interviewer number 1. No. Please continue. Interview 2. Yes, please continue. And 000. As I was saying, time slowed. It breathed, almost. Like a long exhalation. There was an incredibly loud roar and this weird melody. And then the room fell into me. Interviewer 1. What do you mean, fell into you? 000. The light bent and curved into me, I guess. It was instantaneous, I assume. Like some radio station popping in and out of the wrong frequency. It's hard to explain. Interviewer 1 scoffs. 000. Excuse me? Interviewer 1. Nothing. That's just creative theory. And 000. How about you go and it cuts off there. Okay, temporal. And there we go, it says special. So today was special. Okay, so seemingly the final third of the cephalonic melodies. The note relationships here are clearer and the melody more defined. The recordings was covered by OS team Redacted, from the unfortunate Redacted to editor. If you're going to redact everything, why do I bother even writing these? Editor. Because we pay you to. Stop complaining, at least you're not on OS. While the previous 2 iterations of the cephalonic melodies are sporadically heard and recorded, recording of the temporal melody is, as of Jan 19 blank blank, the only to be observed and or experienced. The reason for this disparity is, like much of the cephalonic melodies, unknown. Okay, almost there. So lonely. Is that... This looks like a room with water in it. And some kind of statue, I guess? I don't know. Okay. Spectrograph is from a different, unfortunately lost recording. Another casualty from the inter-office expansion. Although mostly attached audio and spectrograph were from observation study F8, hence the pairing. The spectrograph is believed to be an intended communication regarding the remains of Redacted, or the possible cellular irregulation of their double. The logic and mechanisms behind these processes are still unproven and somewhat piecemeal, or at least the evidence is far from complete. So the takeaways are somewhat limited. The origin of the audio sample is unknown. The recording itself was recovered only through the use of surrogates, and early ones at that. The intent and source for the sound can therefore only be speculated. Interestingly, the word lonely was written on the recovered DAT system, but again, it's unclear whether it should be attributed to the OS team or the surrogates themselves. I'm not really understanding much of this. I don't think I'm clever enough for all of it. There's clearly a person in this one. Okay. Last known appearance of OS D76 member Floyd Redacted. The delivery of false spectrograms and their frequency cannot be ignored, but the recovered notes and witness accounts corroborate what is seen above. Given the perceived lack of malice and intent, one must assume the purpose of such a projection is not to gloat, but rather, perhaps just an echo of the event. The subsequent recordings made the day after, however, is still very much top of mind for current OS members. See recording 1.5 Redacted C. Was this one memory? That's kind of unsettling. I don't really like the picture. I'm going to try not to look at it because I feel like it's going to move. The first instance of the startling, albeit harmless, memory effect. There are, of course, many theories as to how a spectrogram of what appears to be real memory obtained by this structure, or whatever is producing the oral image. I don't like that. That's actually making me feel really uncomfortable. I really don't want to look at it. Because of the nature of the recordings, the validity of the memories cannot be verified, but those present in the image, or that knew the source well, have gone on record to confirm the images are strikingly similar to scenes or events that occurred. It should be noted that the images, while similar, often differ in subtle details when compared to the real versions. A brand of television or a haircut, for example, are often shifted to unknown or strange variations. The demeanour of those in the memories are almost always expressionless. Whether this is an attempt to solace or communication is, again, unknown. Lonely is often written on recordings if recovered in the field. Okay, I want to get off that one. That one, I felt really uncomfortable. Also, is there a reason for certain ones to be the colours they are? So the reds, yellows and blacks.
I feel like time is flowing around me. I think it's ebbing and it's flowing and it's not constant like I remember it. Like it should be. I mean, I feel like 1 minute I'm at work and I can't even remember what I do. I can't even remember what I do for work, and then the next I'm in this hallway and it's
Yeah, I'm still not sure if that's the guy that had the thing happen to him.
I started seeing these people there, the hallway. I try to talk to them, but they don't seem to understand. It's like they're wearing masks of their faces. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like they have all the right parts, but they don't know what to do with them. They just look. And every time I wake up, there's more of them every time. And they just stare at me. Or maybe I'm staring at them.
So this guy's turned into the guy in the first couple of ones that was calling Flathead. He's getting more and more. It's going to sound very much.
I can feel it. I can feel it pulling me down. I can feel it in every atom that is split and called its own. And I won't fight it. I won't. I can't. It's warm and it's light. And I'm going home. I see that now. I see that today is special. Remember that.
I'm kind of getting some of it, but not all of it.
Tomorrow beckons, friend. Shed your grief and let the tides of time wash you away. Today was special.
Okay. Whoa. Hold on, I didn't exit. Hello? What the fuck? Hello? Whoa! Whoa. The door's open. Wait, why can't I? Oh, I can't. I couldn't interact with the holds, but I could interact with the door. I was not expecting more of this. Oh. Oh. I've become a watcher. And I'm going towards the person. Huh. What? Okay, okay, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, that's very strange. Yeah, I wasn't expecting even more things to happen there, but I'm glad that I actually got to those tapes now. Again, I don't understand that. Maybe someone else will. Maybe people could explain that to me. I'm nowhere near smart enough to understand what the tapes are talking about. But yeah, that was interesting, and having that little bit of an extra game, that seemed like a true ending to the game. So I'm glad I actually went back to this. And I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, why not consider subscribing? It really does help out a lot. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed this little bonus episode. Yeah, I'm glad I did it. But that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.